A very good afternoon to all the eminent guests from the academic fraternity. So, we are going to start today's curtain raiser session, followed by the day one proceedings of the faculty development program shortly, probably in another couple of minutes. As you see that a lot of people are joining, so we are just about to hit the thousand numbers mark in Zoom link, and similarly, we have many more participants in the YouTube live link as well. I have already posted the YouTube live link as well in the chat box. So any of your colleagues, friends from the academia who might face any problem in joining through this Zoom link, they can kindly attend the program by connecting through the YouTube live. This in this particular alternative is only for the day one. From tomorrow onwards, they would be all getting their LMS access and can join in directly from their LMS access. So we are just holding back for a couple of minutes. Yeah, so already we are just about reaching around 800 mark in the Zoom live. Once again, would like to inform everyone, those who would face any problem now or at a later stage today for joining through the Zoom link, they can kindly join in today's session through the YouTube live link as well. We would be there in the YouTube live and the Zoom simultaneously. So I hope that all the invited guests and as well as our subject matter expert from the industry have already joined our session. So I just got a heads up from our team, backend team, to proceed with the day's program. So hello and welcome everyone once more to a great journey of this FDP program, which begins today. As you all know, that the faculty development program under the Everyday Learning Initiative of ExcelR is something which many of you, or rather most of you, are already familiar with. So, without further wasting any time, I would proceed to get today's activities get going. Right. So, just allow me. Yeah, so Shushmita or Pravalika, if you can kindly confirm that whether my screen is visible.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, it is visible.
Fantastic. Yeah. So with that, again a one round of warm welcoming to all of you, the important participants from the academic fraternity who has been the backbone or the strength behind the growth and development of XLR initiatives. Once more, a warm thank you to all of you for always strengthening our initiative by your wholehearted support and participation in our everyday learning initiatives and the other academic activities that we have been uh, conducting from time to time. So XLR, it stands for Raising Excellence, has always been striving towards being a strategic partner for colleges or higher education institutions to create the right format of the bridge to classroom to corporate for the students or the learners, and in turn, enabling the academia, that is the faculty members, to provide the students with the right insight and getting themselves enabled with the dynamism in which the technology interface is changing on today's date. And similarly, it is also impacting the uh, academic front as well. So, everyday learning, an initiative for students, faculty, and colleges. We had started somewhere close to around 32 months back, and we strongly keep the flag floating high throughout this journey of last 32 years in collaboration and support of all of you, the eminent faculty members. Today, I am excited and equally very proud to launch the 30 hours of faculty development program on generative AI and agentic AI, two of the most happening uh, technology involvements or developments in the modern world. And that's where we thought that taking up this particular topic based on the feedback that we have received from many of you would be actually setting the right context for our everyday learning initiatives. We also subsequently are also conducting the similar type of programs for the students as well, for those learners who would like to engage into such learning on these very emerging technologies. They can learn through the student development programs. Quick glimpse of me. My name is Amit Saha. I'm the Associate Director in ExcelR. I'm basically a pharma graduate, also completing my business studies and had been in the uh, professional space for last 2.5 decades. Initially working with pharma, FMCG, and test prep in the and currently in the upskilling space. So a journey which started off in 2013, that's close to around 12 years back, uh, by some of the IM and ISB alumni, with having our global headquarters at USA, and in India, we are having our head office at Bangalore. We have been really proud to support the upskilling initiatives of more than 7.5 lakh learners over the period of last 11 years. And we had been initially catering to majorly the industries for their constant upskilling of their workforce. And gradually, over the period of last 3 years, we started enrolling into the providing the similar support for the institutions as well, higher education institutions predominantly. And end of the day, we want to create a learning environment for the individuals in industry or the institutions to set their course in getting engaged with the emerging technologies. In the course of our activity, some of our premium associations that we have been able to engrave are nationally, we are partners with iHub Divya Sampark, which is a joint initiative of IIT Roorkee and DST, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, and the state of AP with AP State Skill Development Corporation and AP State Council for Higher Education, TASK in Telangana, and KMDC in Karnataka, and so on. There are many other associations which are also in the process of getting coined in the in coming days. On the academic side, we are very, very closely associated formally with IIT, three of the IITs, IIT Madras, IIT Bombay, and IIT Roorkee, and as well as with BITS Pilani. We are also one of the prominent partners, in fact, one of the leading associates of NASSCOM Future Skills Prime Initiative, which is an initiative of NASSCOM and MIT, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Some of the awards and accolades that we have earned over the last 11 years, with two times subsequently been accorded by Deloitte as the fastest growing technology company amongst the top 50, and also from Silicon India, Analytics India, etc. Now, I'll take probably a few seconds on highlighting what we have been able to eventually uh, developed with reference to this everyday learning program, which was just a thought 32 months back. And today we can state about the enormity or the numbers that we have been able to engage with. As far as the faculty development program is concerned, close to around 66,000 plus faculty members from the engineering and non-engineering fraternity are part of this learning activity from spending their time from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. every month. 2 to 3 programs are being conducted from the student development part, which is scheduled from 7 to 9 p.m. every day. Close to around 7.5 lakh students are participating in this program. And also we conduct seminars and webinars. Today's date, we have been able to touch base around close to around 32 to 33 different technologies in which we are conducting our student development programs and the faculty development programs. And this has only been possible because of the strong participation from more than 2,000 plus higher education partners with whom we have formal MOUs for this everyday learning program. And of course, what we bring on the table is basis of the learning and understanding about what the industry wants today to for the students to be appraised about and aware about and engaged in through our more than 5,000 plus recruitment partners with whom our placement team functions day in day out. A very quick understanding about this everyday learning program, the outcome that we look out as basically the continuous engagement of the students and faculty on application oriented learnings on the technologies with a hands-on approach, and thereby also parallelly supporting the institutions, particularly in the tier 2 and tier 3 locations, to be fulfilling a few of the NAC and NBA requirement criteria as well. So overall, there is a package of things which is offered as a part of this everyday learning program without any commercial involvement in the same. So we once we enter into a collaboration through an MOU, we conduct the industry webinars, the FDPs, and the LMS access, which is provided to the faculty members and the students simultaneously for the student development program, by which we continuously roll out the professional training programs, and it is also enhanced through the add-ons like assignments and assessments. Primarily, the engagement comes in with the resource persons being handpicked from the industry. Thereby, they bring in with them the gamut of industry use cases in the classroom environment, and thereby it becomes more engaging for the learners. And finally, for the students, it creates a great platform for their placement preparations. We have a very robust learning management system, which my colleague from the LMS team will be discussing with you shortly by taking another 5 minutes after I complete. So this is the a typical deck of our LMS, and some of the student development programs, as you see on the numbers itself today, we are almost hitting upon around 50 plus national student development programs that we have conducted. Uh, Close to around 1,200 hours of uh, lectures has been delivered and which has been captured in the LMS, and which is accessible for anybody who joins in any of our SDP or FDP programs in the upcoming days. So, as I already mentioned about the engagement and the participation of the colleges, some of the most popular programs that we have seen are, mentioned out here with reference of the popularity. So, data structure, algorithm, ChatGPT, generative AI. So, you see, most of these are very, very relevant and topics which are uh, which are having a high note of participation in the current date. Similarly, in the FDP programs also, we have conducted almost close to around 45 plus national and international FDP programs till date, with close to around 500 hours of content delivered. And the same thing has been captured in the LMS, and anybody who becomes a part of any of our engagement in the SDPs and FDPs can have access to the same. Uh, Seminars and webinars I have already mentioned. So these are the kind of final, participation certificate that is floated across for the participants. And these are some of the exclusive faculty development programs in collaboration with some of the prominent uh, institutions across the country we have conducted. A few highlighters with reference to when we have an MOU. So these are basically the outcome, the unlimited FDP access. I've already mentioned zero cost learning, LMS access, flexible scheduling. They can learn at any given point of time and can refer to things, and a high level of engaged learning because of the kind of use cases that are being brought in as a part of this learning, as a part of this delivery mechanism. A few recent developments that has happened with reference to our deliveries. We have conducted data analytics using Minitab tool training at IIT Roorkee, using statistics and machine learning using a tool called Minitab at IIT Roorkee campus. uh, Abits Milani, we have been regular visitors with reference to training on machine learning and Power BI tools. And last year, we had collaborated with I have Divya Sampark, that is IIT Roorkee, and conducted a very exhaustive CRT program. There's a campus recruitment program encompassing almost every element of an aptitude test or the campus recruitment test that is conducted, and almost close to around 5,500 students received the certificate from ExcelR and IIT Roorkee without any a single penny of expense from their end. These are some of the highlights or media content that was circulated through the different skilling bodies based on the program that we have conducted. Coming back, and before rolling out today's initiative, that is the faculty development program, which you are all, uh, eagerly waiting to start. So I will not hold back. So the program today is starting on generative AI and agentic AI. Before I invite the guests from the academia, we have two very, very, well-known guests from the academia today. Uh, just a quick highlight on the area that will be touching on with reference to the genetic AI and agentic AI. You all know that that's what is fueling the entire dynamics of the industry, entire dynamics of our ecosystem. Few of the highlights with reference to the fueling, how these technologies are fueling the paradigm shift in education, and basically all of us and all of you majorly who are from the academic fraternity, uh, a very very quick outlook of how it is impacting, and based on our understanding, if we can uh, what is the kind of output that we can get. So basically, generative AI, we have been knowing over the last more than 1 year regarding the being the catalyst for creative transformation, rapid creation of educational content. And that's where, learning becomes more engaging, scalable, and accessible. But with the advent of agentic AI, the evaluation is towards automation on this learning systems, and which by adding of intelligence, and that's where the autonomous execution to deliver personalized adaptive learning experience comes in. From content to contextual action. So from the rich content which was used to we get to generate through generative AI, today agentic systems apply that content purposefully, guiding learners, intervening in real time, and driving the outcomes. We all had been talking about outcome based learning. So that's where agentic AI plays a very very important role in future. Human AI synergy in the classroom, where we have the content design. Educators are using generative AI for content design, whereby with the advent of agentic AI, it will be helping in supporting decision making, student engagement, institutional efficiency, creating a collaborative intelligence ecosystem. And two together, joining hands. creates an ecosystem of personalized, outcome-based, focused future of learning. So together, these AI layers are transforming education from static delivery to dynamic, data-driven, learner-centric journeys. So what we are waiting for? So I am really privileged to have with us distinguished guests for today. And none other than first, I would like to uh, uh, extend a warm welcome to the first guest of today, Dr. Rajeshwari Mahesh Goudar, Professor and Dean of MIT Academy of Engineering, a highly NAC rated institution based at Pune with she being having a rich experience of 13 plus years in academics, industry and administration with her rich experience in AI, ML, networking and curriculum design and having published more than 40 plus international papers. So I would request Rajeshwari ma'am to please share certain insights from her end with reference to the topic that we have taken in the initiative of faculty development program that we have taken from ExcelR's end, and as well as maybe she would like to highlight a few things from the unit from the his her institution's end. Over to you, Rajeshwari ma'am. Welcome once more.
Thank you, Amit sir. Thank you. First of all, I will appreciate the opportunity given for me from ExcelR to say about the faculty development program arranged from today, that is 9th of June. So here, the FDP program is a wonderful topic what has been provided by the ExcelR. So generative AI and agentic AI is the most transformational technologies which are used in the entire globe itself. So there is a need of each and every faculty, student and staff to use these technologies in the day-to-day life, especially in the academics. It is very useful in curriculum design, content delivery, research work, wherever the researchers and academicians can use these particular technologies. So it is a wonderful technologies which we can use to assist for our day-to-day work, where the pedagogies as well as the lab conduction and how to assist ourselves using these technologies for teaching and learning. So with this information, I will say that all the faculty can enjoy this particular faculty development program provided by ExcelR. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. Thank you, Amit sir.
Thank you so much, Rajeshwari ma'am, for your encouraging words and also giving us a glimpse about your thoughts. And moving over to the second eminent guest from today, uh, representing a very important institution down south in our country, that is Ms. Ramaiah Institute of Technology, heading the Department of Management Sciences, Dr. Deepak R. Uh, Dr. Deepak is a PhD in finance from Marshall University, USA, and having almost close to around 2 decades of teaching experience, published 70 plus papers in investments, behavioral finance, and analytics. And he has been very active in conducting the FDPs on business analytics, machine learning, and data visualization tools. He is also VTU, there is the Visheshwarya Technical University, there is the State Technical University of Karnataka. There he is a recognized research guide and currently mentoring 3 PhD scholars. I also happen to be very, very personally associated with him for all the different learning initiatives that he is incorporating not only in his institution but as well as in the group of institution of Ramaiah Group. So I am really excited to welcome Dr. Deepak for sharing your thoughts in this launch session of today's FDP program. Over to you, Dr. Deepak.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Amit sir. First and foremost, it's a pleasure to be on this podium, wherein behind me you will be able to notice Myself, Dr. Deepak. I'm heading the Department of Management Studies, Ramaya Institute of Technology. Along with me, I have got all the senior professors. We have got Dr. Satish, Ravindra sir, Mohan sir, Malakshmi madam, as well as Rizwana madam. All of them who are very much coherent with respect to new technologies, and they are always open with respect to bringing in new technology also into the curriculum. Now that's where ExcelR also came into picture, and we have an association of almost 2 years, and we would like to continue this forever also, because with the kind of benefits that we have taken or we have seen. And uh, first and foremost, thank you all once again. Thank you, Amit sir, and thank you for this encouragement that you have given to each and every institution also. The agentic AI as well as the generative AI, when we start talking about these topics, we started with the business intelligence. If I remember, we started with business intelligence, and then we came to business analytics, and we have come way ahead. And XLR has been giving all those inputs. And one best thing that I always say when I meet Amit sir also is, you have been able to do this very, very seriously. And it is not just for from a point of view of academia, you are taking into consideration the aspects of industry, bringing in all the case studies so that all the faculty members are always updated. And it is always a privilege to be associated with ExcelR in this program and in the future programs also that we will have. Thank you very much, sir. And thank you, Sushmita, as well as Pravalika also, in coping up with all these inherent mechanisms which are there in conducting this program. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Deepak sir. First of all, I think this is a great eye opener for me and my team that when eminent academicians like when putting with such kind of vibes, and that too involving your core team as well as participating in such kind of events, that actually takes us miles ahead and makes us more responsible for the way whatever our team has carried forward. And also your minutest point of encouraging our other team members who are involved into it. True, very true. To be, I mean, this is a humble, sharing with all the members. Like there are lot many initiatives which comes on. We keep on seeing every day in and around us in the academic world as well. But carrying such kind of an initiative with almost similar level of competence and quality for a period of more than 3 years is something which definitely takes a lot of efforts. And I hope with all the support and guidance of all the members from the academic fraternity, please keep on supporting us with such suggestions and recognitions. We would definitely like to keep on doing this work, which we continue to do in the everyday learning platform forever, as we have already been trying for. And once more, this actually strengthens our belief that this particular platform has uh, enormous potential in the coming days for creating the right kind of teaching learning facilities and engagement by bringing in the classroom environment whatever best can be done with reference to the picturization or manifestation of the industry use cases and the industry practices, and thereby creating the right bridge. That's what XLR stands for, and that's what XLR will always strive for. So, on that note, the person for whom probably you had been all waiting, the resource person, the subject matter expert from the industry who would actually collaborate with you and share his rich experience. So he is none other than Mr. Prashant Sahu, who also happens to be the senior uh, principal faculty member associated with XLR as an industry consultant and a corporate trainer. having more than a decade of experience in various technology. Most essentially, he collaborates with prestigious institutions across the globe like IIT Kanpur, California University, National Stock Exchange, and many others, with his major focus in the evolving areas of generative AI, agentic AI, and associated technologies. He also has led impactful corporate training initiatives, directly influencing over more than 50,000 students, and he has already delivered more than 1,000 hours of training across 50 plus organizations globally. So, with that rich experience, uh, we always felt to associate with him for such kind of an engaging program on generative AI and agentic AI. So, Mr. Prashant, before you get engaged for the next 30 hours with the participants, I would like to welcome you to this particular session and also would request you to just spend probably a minute or so on setting the expectations for these 30 hours for the learners coming in from the academic fraternity, what they should have at the back of their mind with reference to what they should carry back once they have completed and what they can expect over the next 30 hours. So, Mr. Prashant Rao, over to you, please. Hello, Mr. Prashant.
Because of network, he left. So
Okay, so what we can do is that by the time Mr. Prashant rejoins back, so Amar, why don't you make your team quickly, get everybody have a quick run through with the usage of LMS and, basically if you can quickly conduct an LMS KT from your team. And
yeah.
meanwhile, somebody can connect with Mr. Prashant and see that, he can join in at the earliest.
Yeah, sure. So, dear faculty members, once again, a very good afternoon. Myself, Amar, working as LMS administrator with ExcelR. So, I'm here to give you the quick walkthrough on the LMS. So, I will take 10 minutes of yours, but throughout the journey of the next 15 days and for 30 hours, whatever the material you required, if you want to recap the sessions, if you want to mark your attendance for certification purpose and sharing the valuable feedback with us, definitely the LMS is going to be very helpful for us. So I will just give you the quick walkthrough on that. So let me share my screen. So let's start. So as everybody know, LMS known as a learning management system, and we are going to provide you the attendance and feedback from via LMS. You can access the live session via LMS. You can access the recordings of the material, recording of the sessions, and you can access the material as well, right? So those who registered till today morning, till 11 o'clock, we already provided the LMS access to each and every faculty members. Those who registered recently, not an issue, we'll proceed with the LMS access for them as well. So within the next 24 hours of time span, before tomorrow's session, you will be getting the LMS access. Okay, so now once we provide the LMS access, you will be receiving a confirmation mail from our side. Okay, so first email you will be receiving account details. Okay, so in the account details itself, you will be receiving the portal link, you will be receiving your username and the auto generated password, okay, by the LMS itself. Later on, Sushmita, Prashant sir is in the waiting room. Can you please allow him to join?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so in the account details itself, you will be receiving a portal link, username, and auto-generated password by the system itself. Okay, here, so for first time you can log in, and if you want to change your password later on, you can definitely go for that. And with this email, you will find one more mail. A second email will be for a course mail. Okay, so booking confirmation like that. So Booking confirmation means like we are giving the confirmation that your course is successfully added on your platform. Okay, so that particular course name, and if you're going to face any difficulty, you can always reach out to us. So you will be getting your mail ID as well. Now, what we need to follow close to accessing the LMS. First of all, you can go on the first mail itself. This is just a notification mail. And by using this, you can simply click on this URL. Okay, so once you click on URL, it will take you to this page. Okay, so in this page, you have to provide your registered mail ID and the password. Okay, and we need to do a login itself, as you are already registered member, not required to do anything else. So you just need to click on login. It will take you here, and you need to provide your registered mail ID and password, and you need to click on login. Okay, so I believe till here everything is clear to everyone. So now I am just resharing my screen, and we'll go through the live LMS, how it looks like, and which functionalities you can access. Okay, so once I provide my credentials successfully, I will come here on this dashboard, and you can see here on dashboard itself, you are able to see some of the classrooms, the today's class, or some class updates. Okay, so as I'm a member of ExcelR, I have some other classes access as well, right? So first and most important thing, if you want to join the session via LMS, so anyway, so today most of you receive the link on WhatsApp group, WhatsApp community as well. I believe that everybody is a part of WhatsApp community. If anybody missed to join the group, so our team will be sharing the WhatsApp community link. Addition to that, we'll be sharing the registration link as well. So you can just join the WhatsApp for the better communication, and you need to register to get the LMS access, right? So if you want to join the session via LMS itself, you can check here today's class. In today's class, you can search for your class, see FDP on Gen AI and Agentic AI. You are able to see the join button here. All right, easy way. Now, if you want to join, or if you want to check into the calendar, you can check above the calendar icon is there. So I will just check for day and today. So from here as well, if you click on here from calendar, so you are able to join the session. Okay, so I believe that few of the faculty members are there on YouTube as well, right? So YouTube live is also happening here. So whatever we are providing, so definitely you will be getting here itself. Okay, so now let me go back to my dashboard. If I want to access the all curriculum, so you need to go on to the my courses. Okay, and in my courses, you will be able to see your particular classroom. Okay, so few of the faculty members are registered for few already happened program with ExcelR for few STPs, for few FDPs, right? So that classrooms will be also available here itself. Okay, so let's open the classroom. Okay, so I'm opening this 30 hours faculty member program on AI. Once you open that, first of all, you will find the content. Okay, so in the content, you will be getting the attendance and feedback link, agenda, and material. Attendance and feedback link, coming to that. So let me click on visit URL. So one form is embedded there. So you need to fill the attendance and feedback form on a daily basis. Why? Because to get the certificate of participation, 60% attendance is mandatory. Okay. And additionally, this link will be shared over with you on Zoom and YouTube as well. So no need to worry. And this link will be available over the platform as well. Throughout this next 15 days, it's my humble request. You can just follow one thing. You can use the one common mail ID, the registered mail ID which you use. So it will create your one account, and your attendance is not going to divide into the two parts. Okay, so you can just take care of these things. And one more thing, this link will active only for 1 hour. So sharp at 4:30 system leave, it will be active, and by 5:30 automatically that link will be closed. So please make sure that you are marking your attendance in time. Now, going back, if you want to find the agenda, you will get it here. As of now, it's not live, but to the end of that, it will be live. After that, you can see day one video. Okay. So immediately after completion of the class, as currently it's live, you are able to see the live is happening, right? So you can access from here itself. If you want to revert through the YouTube as well, yes, you can click here and it will take you through the YouTube, and you can do a chat or you can share messages into the chat box, and our team will be actively looking for that and replying on that. Below that, whatever the material we are going to use throughout this session, so that material will be available here itself. Okay, so that's all from my side. Likewise, you can access the LMS, and if you're going to face any difficulties while accessing, you can drop an email to edl@excelr.com, or else you can always put that into the chat box. Our team will be solving your queries.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Amar. I hope probably by this time Prashant sir has been able to log in.
Yes,
Prashant sir, can you please confirm?
Yes, Prashant sir in the session.
Yeah, Mr. Prashant Sahu. Yeah, hi. Hi. Yeah, I can understand there was a small glitch because of which. So, Prashant sir, I had already introduced. Meanwhile, I have already introduced you to the audience. So we have the entire audience waiting for you to kickstart. So probably since all our initial launch part we have already concluded on that. So probably I would leave this stage completely with you to take over from out here, because everybody is excited for these engaging 30 hours that they are looking forward to. Over to you,
Sure.
Prashant sir.
Okay. Thank you, Amit. Thanks, team. Thanks, everyone. Okay. So, good afternoon, everyone. Hope you all are doing great. So, welcome each and every one of you to the generative AI world and then agentic AI. So, we have a lot of time, like where we will be discussing about some really interesting and cool things. So, we are also going to create some really great agents. Okay. So, I mean, we'll have a great journey right now, but before we enter into the great journey, right? So, you all know that we need to have our foundation set up very strong. Our foundations should be so strong that, I mean, you should be in a position to go ahead and create as many agents as you can. So, today, you know, there's a buzzword like generative AI, agentic AI, right? Agents, everywhere there's a buzz going on, right? Is it real? Can I be able to do that? Is it really that agentic AI is going to replace me as a human being? So a lot of questions, a lot of different thoughts, right? How things are going to unfold? How is our future going to be present? I mean, totally, there are a lot of questions which may be running in your mind. So I would say this is going to be an exhaustive sessions where we are going to go through each and everything in a very detailed way so that everything can be handled or settled in a better manner. So that's something which we are going to discuss and then take it up further. So what I'm going to do is like we'll go one by one, try to cover all the important topics as part of the agentic AI world, and then we will be able to drive everything appropriate. Okay, and I'll give you enough hands-on activity. It's not like just we will be talking about theory. Yes, initially we need theoretical knowledge, because without knowing what is what, when we do the things practically, we may not be getting to know what exactly is happening for sure, right? So definitely what we need to do here is we have to make sure that we are trying to understand like what exactly is the world of generative AI, what is the world of agents, agentic AI, and then we will do a lot of hands-on activity, and I will also make you involved in all this interactive activity so that you can also be able to develop your own agents. Because at the end of the day, that is very important, right? The moment you say that the FDP is completed, the main intention is like once the FDP is completed, you should be in a position to create your own agents, and you have to be able to go ahead and do the things on your own. That's the main idea behind this entire faculty development program which we are trying to work upon. Okay. So that's the main intent with what we are going to drive out after the 30 hours, or maybe after the entire sessions are completed. This is something which you are going to get in return. So now, without any further delay, let me go ahead and share my screen to all of you so that you all will get a better idea of what exactly is generative AI. Let's understand the world of AI altogether. Okay, I know some of you may be already aware of it. For some of you, it's a very new thing. As we know, we have a diversified people being available over here. So definitely we need to think through about all the different scenarios, and then we will be able to take it up further. Okay, so let me share my screen to all of you. Give me 1 minute. Okay, so now let's say, eh, like most of you may already be aware, like what is generative AI, because this is a very big buzzword which is available right now in the market. Like when you talk about the generative AI, right? This is something which is already been available in the market. So everybody is able to go ahead and hear this term, right? See, how many of you are aware about it? Okay, how many of you are aware about it, or maybe how many of you are actually not aware about it? Like, I mean, like there are a lot of different approaches over here, right? So some of you would have heard about generative AI. Okay, but you don't know what it is because you just heard about it. Some of you have heard and you're already aware what is generative AI. So basically, when I talk about generative AI, right, what many people will miss here is everyone knows how to use ChatGPT, everyone knows how to use Copilot or Google Gemini or a Claude, whatever LLM you take it. I mean, the AI models which are available in the market, right? You take any one of them, you play around with them. So there is no difficulty in it. Okay, because that's how even a normal person will do. You take a small kid, right? You take a small kid, you make them understand how to use ChatGPT, they will start using it. That is not a big rocket science, right? You many people also do think that in your mind, what is there in that? Ask simple English, it's giving you the response. Correct? That because that is what is happening at the end of the day. What is such a big deal in knowing ChatGPT or a Gemini or in that matter, any of the tool? What you're asking is in a simple English, you're asking a question, it is giving you the response. That's it. We are not doing anything more than that, is what maybe every one of you would have the assumption. If you would have already utilized this tool, right, you would already be able to get the same thought process or an idea behind it. But what I want to make you all understand in this case in a very clear way is, let me put it very simple or straightforward, is that is not a big deal. Okay, but what you all have to know here is it's not something which others are not knowing about it. Okay, it's not something like which everyone knows, and if you are also learning that, then again it's not something very usual, right? So you need to learn something which is very unique. So you should know how ChatGPT is working rather than knowing how to use it. How to use it, anyhow, I know most of you are already aware, but you don't know what is happening behind the ChatGPT. I asked one of my colleague, like, hey, you are asking a question, ChatGPT is giving you the response, which is very good, but do you know what is happening behind the hood? Right? Do you know what is happening behind the hood? Or do you know what exactly is going on? He says that it's a magic. No, man. It's in the world of IT, there is no magic. Never it happens. For everything, there is a logic. For everything, there is an architecture which we are going to build. There is no world of magic, especially in the world of IT. Maybe somewhere else we can do magic, but in the world of information technology, you cannot be able to do any magics here. It all depends on your infrastructure. It all depends on the software. It all depends on the logic, whatever you are going to put it on top of it. That's it. It is not going to have anything else apart from it. I mean, that's the core idea which every one of us should first of all be here aware of. Okay. So right now, if you understand here very clearly, right, what we want to know here in this case is we want to know behind the hood, not something which is a front facing and which is easy for everyone to understand. We want to go one level next to it. We want to know how ChatGPT is working. We want to know how Gemini is working, how Claude is working, how Copilot is working. Until you do not know these things, how will we be able to go ahead and try to handle the things? Is what we need to all understand it. That is what is the unique speciality of what generative AI is today having as a capability. So now let me give you a very clear idea. What is generative AI? Generative means it says, right? Generative. Generative means what? Simply generate something. Now what is that something? I'm going to let you know. Okay. So first of all, when you say generative, generative means generate something. Now, what is that something I want to generate? That it can be a new text, it may be, or an image content, it may be, or a video, it may be, or it may be an audio, or even it may be the code. It can be anything. So when I say generative AI, generative in this case means to generate something. Now that something, as I said, right, it can be text content, it can be an image, it can be a video, it can be an audio, or even it can be even the code also. We never know. It can be anything in this matter. Like you can go ahead and can generate whatever you wish to. Okay. And then to generate, right, let's say now you're generating something. Where are you generating? From the machines, right? From the AI models like ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot. So how it is happening, as I said you, right, it is not magic. It is been happening with the help of the artificial intelligence. Okay, so your AI which is there, right, which is here called as the artificial intelligence. Okay, so your artificial intelligence is actually, this is the technology which we are using, which can act like the human beings and can generate all the related content, whatever we want. So if you ask your chat GPT to write a story, it will go ahead and write a story for you. That's where your generative AI is in action. Today, whatever you're asking to any of the LLMs, right, or maybe to any of the AI models which you see, right, whatever AI models today you are able to go ahead and see, you need to understand one very important point here is like generative AI is having the capability to go ahead and then try to generate something for you. And that something can be, as I said, it can be text, image, audio, or a video, or a code, whatever it is. And how that it is able to go ahead and generate with the help of the artificial intelligence. So today artificial intelligence is helping us out to generate this content in a better manner. That is generative AI. No rocket science, no complexities involved over here. Make it as simple as possible, then things will become much easier for all of you to understand. Okay, so when you say generative AI, the very purpose of it is to generate something, and that generate something is nothing but it can be a text, it can be your audio, it can be a video, it can be anything in that matter. Okay, and for to generate that, you need something called as artificial intelligence. So with the help of the artificial intelligence, we are going to drive and then generate the content appropriate. Okay, so this is the core idea which I just want to make it very clear to all of you here. Okay, now what next? The next thing is, if you see, right, this is what I have explained to you all right now. Okay, so if you observe here, this is where you are able to generate a content, that it may be text, image, audio, video, code, or whatever it is, and then using artificial intelligence. So don't think that generative AI is altogether separate. Generative AI is also the world of artificial intelligence only. It is not a separate world. Why many people get confused is when people ask you, hey, you know generative AI? People say yes. When people ask, you know artificial intelligence? They say no. It's really foolish, right? Because see, today generative AI is a part of artificial intelligence only, right? So how could you be saying that you are not involved in AI or you're not knowing about AI? That is not possible, right? When you say generative AI, now you have the core capability to go ahead and utilize it appropriately. I mean, that's the core idea or the main point which we here have in this scenario, right? When we go ahead and say generative AI, the very purpose of it is to generate the content like all your text, image, audio, video, code, etc. And then you are going to use your artificial intelligence also here appropriately. I mean, that's the main idea or the intent which we here have in this scenario. Okay. Now what next? The next thing which we all have to know here in this case is, if I take you further, so to generate the text, you have chat GPT. To generate images, you have separate DALI and all. To generate the code, you have the GitHub Copilot. Like there are a different places, there are a different ways in which we can generate. Like you can see chat GPT for generating the text, DALI for generating the images, GitHub Copilot for generating the code. Like this, there are different tools which are available in the market, right? There are different tools in this way which are being available in the market for us to generate all the related content, whatever we wanted. Okay. So now, as I said you, why today generative AI is so popular? Do you think artificial intelligence has come right now? No. It was been there from the year 1950. From the year 1950 itself, your generative AI was being present. It's not something new that it came in last 2 years or 3 years and it is very popular. From 1950 it was been there, and till today it is not it took so much amount of time to become popular. And when it became popular, you all know, it became popular when chat gpt came into the picture. When this came into the picture, right, when the chat gpt came into the picture, right, that is when it became popular. Okay, so without chat gpt, I mean, you don't, I mean, we wouldn't have discussed about what is AI today. Imagine, even though AI was being there for a very, very long time, it still took gradually so much amount of time to understand what AI is. And today we all are discussing about AI, and then generative AI, and then agentic AI. All these things have come up right now. But otherwise, before that, gradually nobody were aware like what is AI and how to implement or how to utilize. Yeah, definitely there was a buzzword. Definitely, everybody used to talk artificial intelligence, but nobody used to know what exactly in detail we need to do for the artificial intelligence. That was never ever been discussed in a way how we are being doing as of today. Okay, but how? How is this happening? Or what exactly is its significance? How it is going to play an important role is what I'm going to explain to you. So before all these things, can you say me why you are comfortable with ChatGPT or a Copilot or a Gemini or a Claude, whatever you use it? Can anybody put it in the chat? Why do you think it is easy for you? For you only. It's not a question which I'm asking for me or for everyone here. If I'm asking you today, if you are using ChatGPT or any tool in that matter, why do you think it is easy for you? Anyone in the chat? Why do you think that it is going to be easy for all of you? It makes it easy to perform the tasks in a much timely manner. Okay, what else? What else? Why do you think that these tools are easier is what I'm trying to ask you. Come on, why do you think that this tool, it is very fast and accurate? Okay, faster processing, very good. Get the richer output content, excellent. Okay, good. Good job, everyone. So what I am going to let you all know here is, yes, I agree with all of you. I agree with all of you, and absolutely those are great answers. But one important point is, today why ChatGPT or AI or any tool in that matter is why it is so popular today is, it is because of what? Any guesses before I reveal the answer to all of you? I see still in the chat answers are coming up. Yeah, very good, Yuvraj Reddy. Excellent. Good, Santoshi. Nice. So ultimately, because of what? Because of your natural language. Okay. Because of the way how you can communicate with your natural language, this actually creates the impact. Today, you don't need any programming skills. Previously, how it used to occur, previously it was been in such a way that when you want to go ahead and try to interact with your artificial intelligence, Am I audible now? Okay, I think there was a small glitch. Thank you. Okay, let me share my screen back again. Okay, hope am I audible? Correct. Oh, okay, so let's. Okay, so right now, if you see here, just a minute. Okay, so right now, if you see here in this case, as I said, right, like GenAI, why today it's so popular or why people try to prefer to use ChatGPT or maybe in any other tool like this, right? Why it is having a lot of significance is because in this case, we go ahead and use something called as the natural language. Like what is a natural language? Natural language here means you can be able to use like English, right? You can directly go ahead and communicate with any of the languages. Like you don't need a programming language to interact with. You don't need to know what is Java. You don't need to know what is Python. You don't need to know. I mean, there is no requirement for all of us to know any of the programming languages to go ahead and then try to interact with. Okay. So that's one of the main idea. Like that is the reason today all of these tools are very famous because in this scenario, okay, you don't need to go ahead and then try to communicate anything specifically. Okay, so that's the main thought process of the idea which we all have to be here aware about. Okay, so that is the reason what happened is all these things have become popular and then today we all are using it because the only reason is it is very simple to use. Okay, it's very simple to go ahead and utilize it and then the natural language which we are going to leverage it here, right? It's going to be very simple in nature. The main thought process or the idea behind it. Okay, so hope that this makes sense to all of you. So this is the core understanding which we all should be aware about. Like you don't need any programming languages to be interacting with all of this. That is the reason it became very popular because not everyone is comfortable with the uh, programming languages. Correct? So, but if you use a natural language like this, it becomes easier for anybody to go ahead, implement it, and then utilize it without any difficulty. Okay. 1 minute. Okay, I think my screen got disabled. My screen visible. My screen is not visible, right? To anyone of you? so as I was discussing with all of you, like today, if you use any of the tools like ChatGPT, it may be, or it may be your Copilot, okay, or it may be your Claude. Today, all of these are very simple because we use something called as the natural language. Okay, we go ahead and use the natural language like a plain English, and that is going to help us out in order to go ahead and generate whatever the content we wanted. Okay, that is the significance of actually having all of them present, like ChatGPT, maybe, or a Copilot or a Claude. All of these are very, very important for us to generate our own natural language. Okay, you can communicate it in English, and then it can also give you the response also in English. Because of this natural language only, all of this has become popular, and your AI as a entire concept also, it became very much popular. Okay, so that is the significance of it. So today when you talk about your artificial intelligence, right, it's all about your Chat GPT, Copilot, Claude communicating with all of you in the natural language, and then you can communicate it with your own regional language, or it may be in English, and it will be able to give you the relevant responses. I mean, that is the core idea or the significance which everyone should basically be here aware of. Okay, so this is the main idea which we all should be able to be here aware about. And today, with the help of the generative artificial intelligence, we are able to go ahead and create a new content, that it may be audio, or it may be your image, or it may be your text, or it may be the code or the videos. All of these things we are able to generate it appropriately. Okay, so now if I take you right now, let's talk about what is artificial intelligence altogether. Let's first understand that. Okay, let's first understand what exactly here is artificial intelligence. Okay, so when you talk about artificial intelligence here, right, one of the very, very important point here is, let's say we as a human beings, okay, we as a human beings really have a very great capability to think, to create, to solve the problems, and then come up with ideas, because we are capable to do all of that. We as a human beings have a great amount of capability, like we have our brains to think, to create, to solve the problems, and to come up with great ideas. Like for an example, humans like humans have been able to send the rockets to space, like Chandrayaan, right? And then humans have painted some beautiful artwork like the Mona Lisa. Humans can play some really great sports, and they can make some great calculated moves, right? So great things humans have been done through the entire lifetime. We are all very capable enough to do some really extraordinary stuff, I would say. Okay, now as we as a human beings are very much intelligent enough, now we want computers and machines can also become smart. Okay, now we want computers and machines to also become smart. So artificial intelligence here means, ultimately what are we trying to do here in this scenario is, artificial intelligence means giving the machines the ability to think and to do tasks like the human beings does, like such as like solving problems or creating things or understanding images, sounds, and then language. So today, artificial intelligence means you are giving the machines, whatever machines are there, we are giving the machines the capability or the ability to think, just not give the solution. You have to think and then ultimately do the tasks. Okay, you have to think and then you do the tasks like how human beings do. But now you are a machine, but you are giving the human like intelligence to the machines, so that machines have the capability to think and then can be able to do the tasks appropriately like the human beings. Like what they can be able to do as a machine which has an artificial intelligence present inside it, it will be helpful for us to go ahead, and it will help us out in solving any problems. Okay, and then it will help us out to creating new things. Okay, and it can also understand whatever you are going to give, right? Like it may be your images, or it may be your audio, or it may be your video. It can go ahead and understand all of them appropriately. So today the machines are having such a capability because we are able to go ahead and give them that much amount of intelligence. Okay, human intelligence is now getting transferred to machines. Now machines is having a great capability to go ahead and have the ability to think and then to do the tasks like the how human beings are going to be able to do it. like such as like solving problems or creating things or understanding images, sounds, and then different languages. Okay, so that's the core capability. So in a very simple way, I would say your artificial intelligence is nothing but it's like giving the brains to machines so that they can do smart things like how human beings are capable enough to do it. That is artificial intelligence. Okay, in a very simple way, artificial intelligence is here nothing but it is like simply giving the brains to machines so that your machines will have the capability to really do some great or smart things like how people are actually going to do it. So that's the overall capability of what artificial intelligence is all about here. So you see this picture, from this you can understand it here very clearly. Towards the left hand side, you see like we have a human intelligence. Okay, so human intelligence, as you know, it is our ability to think, learn, and then solve the problems. So on the right side, we see a robot or a chip over here where we see artificial intelligence, right? This shows artificial intelligence means teaching the machines here to think and act smart like the human beings. Okay, the arrow in the middle, you see, right? This one, it says that it means we are here transferring the artificial, I mean, the human like intelligence, right? To whom? To the machine. So all the human like intelligence capability, whatever is present, is right now getting transferred successfully to the machines or robots or chips so that they can also become smart and can be able to handle all the tasks proactively in a way, however, it actually is needed. Okay, so this is one of the best example where you can see. So this is where we can understand that artificial intelligence is when we are teaching the computers or robots to think and then make the decisions like the human beings. That is the capability which we are here trying to transfer. And if you see the definition here, you can understand it in a very clear way. Okay, so here what it is trying to say, it just says that AI is actually part of your computer science. Okay, this is a very clear understanding. Artificial intelligence has been able to come with the computer science domain only. Okay, and then what is artificial intelligence? To make your systems intelligent enough. Okay, or to make your systems very smart. Here the main idea in this case, if you see, right, the main intention is to make sure that your systems become smart and capable enough. Okay, and then if you observe here, but how this is all happening? It is all happening because you are able to transfer the human like intelligence. Okay, so these systems can really do things that usually only the humans can basically do, like thinking, it may be, or a learning, like I can put it up over here. It can be all your thinking, okay, or it can be your learning, okay, or it can be, let's say, for solving your problems. Okay, so all these things, if you really want to do, okay, so we typically require human like intelligence here. So to handle this human like intelligence, right? Okay, so we need all of these things to be present. So ultimately, artificial intelligence is a very broad area where we have actually the computer science being present in this case. Okay, so and then it is all about making your smart systems, and these systems are going to help you out in doing whatever the humans can do, right? Like capably, like humans who are capable enough, right? In this scenario, like thinking, learning, or they're solving the problems, all these things which can be done, right? This is all being taken care by the artificial intelligence only. Okay, so artificial intelligence is here having a very great amount of capability to think like human beings and make the systems very smart enough so that they can handle the things very proactively. Okay, so that's the significance of the artificial intelligence. Then moving to the next world of the artificial intelligence is machine learning. Okay, so within artificial intelligence only, which is within your AI world, you have something called as a machine learning over here. Now, what exactly machine learning means, or what is its exactly the significance of it? So let me try to explain to you, all of you here is, let's say in this scenario, machine learning is a subset of AI. So machine learning is also world of AI only. But AI is a very broad picture, right? Everything you cannot fit in AI only. So after AI got evolved, within AI, we brought something here called as the machine learning, right? That has become another subset or a part of the AI world. So now what happens in the world of the machine learning, or how it is going to play an important role, is machine learning will help all the computers to learn from the data. whatever machine learning you see here, right? Machine learning will help all the computers to basically learn from the data. Okay, like how we are going to learn from the experience. So the main goal here is, like, let's say, to make the computers do some great decisions, or it can be able to do some great predictions. Okay, like guessing what move you need to do next. So all these things, the best part is it doesn't need someone to manually write any rules for everything. So what happens, I'll say you, let me give you an example, it will give you a better idea. Okay, let's say you would have seen, right, like most of the YouTube, let's say in YouTube you watch any video. So now YouTube will start suggesting you the same video again and again, because we have already watched that video, right? In the same pattern, it will try to go and fetch all different types of videos so that we all can be able to understand it, or we all will be able to get the same pop-up bin coming up that this is what we are recommending you, and you can be able to check this, right? That's how it is going to bring in the same way. For an example, I want to establish a business, right? I want to establish a business, and when I want to establish a business, right, I want to understand that whether the business will be successful or not. How can I be able to do that? So I can like take a decision based on some data. So I will fetch some data. Let's say I want to set up a what do we call, like, yeah, the canteen in your university or a college. Okay, so what I can do first, I'll gather the data, like how many students are there, what is their pocket money, how many of them eat veg, how many of them eat non-veg, okay, how many of them bring their carriage, how many of them they prefer to eat outside, how many of them they like to eat outside in a week. All this data I will fetch, and I will be sending it to the machine learning model. So your machine learning model is going to take that particular data. It is going to do every analysis, whatever it needs to do, right? It will do all like different types of analysis. It will be able to do on its own. Once all type of analysis is been completed successfully, right? Once all type of analysis is said to be done successfully, then what it is going to do, ultimately that data whatever is present, it will be able to analyze and will give you the prediction or the decision that either you need to set up the canteen or you should not set it up. Now again, whatever the result it is going to give you, right, there is no 100% guarantee that it is going to be 100% accurate. Okay, it can also be able to go ahead and give you some wrong results also, but again, the decision will be taken care by you only. Whatever the decision is needed, the decision will be totally taken care by you, not by anybody else. So let's say your machine learning model will say not to set up the business, but if you want to go ahead and set it up, that's up to you. What I'm trying to say you is these are all suggestions. These are not the accurate solutions which are being provided to you. These are only suggestions. Now you choose which one is right, which one is not, but it will only predict and it will give you the decisions. Okay, and you can take the call accordingly. As I said you, right, the best example is YouTube will watch the videos of whatever you are going to watch, and then it will start recommending you. Same Netflix does, same Amazon does, where it will go and recommend you the movies based on whatever you have seen already, right? It will go ahead and then try to make sure that it will give you all of this data so that you can be able to handle it appropriately, right? But the thing is, one is the best thing here is you don't need to do any programming here. So models are created in the machine learning. There is a machine learning models, we call it as ML models. Okay, but our topic is not about machine learning, so don't worry about it. What is there in the machine learning, we will not dig deep into it. We only need what is required here as a machine learning models. Okay, we need to be aware, because that's when your agentic AI will be successful. But we don't need to develop anything in the machine learning models, or we don't need to exclusively handle anything in our machine learning models. Okay, it is just to get an idea that how it is going to work around, that's it. We don't need anything else explicitly apart from it. So your machine learning models which are there, the only intention is to ensure that you can be able to go ahead and see how things are being aligned, that's it. We don't need anything else apart from it. Okay, now machine learning models are being developed either using Python, okay, or using the R programming language, and these are developed by the data scientists. Okay, these are the developers who work for the data analytics and then artificial intelligence and all. These data scientists, they develop all these things, Python, R into your machine learning. Okay, now previously why AI was not popular is because of this only. Okay, only the people who have the right skill set, they can use Python or develop the machine learning models and use it. That is the reason it was not very popular. Today you use natural language, you don't need to become any of the data analytics developer or AI developer. Still you can go ahead and use ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini. That is the reason it has a wide popularity, because not everybody is familiar with the programming. Previously it was not. Why it was not at all popular is because of the machine learning models, because you need a very good amount of programming knowledge in order to go ahead and develop all these things. So without these things you cannot be able to go ahead and do like any single thing in the world of the artificial intelligence. Okay, so that's the core capability which we all have to understand, otherwise it will not allow us to take it up further. So this is what I just want to let you all know here. As part of the machine learning models here, the very core understanding which we need to be aware here is, like if you see in this scenario, you can develop your machine learning models in a very successful manner, provided if you know how to develop Python, R, and then data scientists. Okay, these are the only ones who can be able to do it. But your machine learning models are only capable to go ahead and do prediction or decisions. Okay, you give any data. See, data is a prerequisite. Without this data, forget about artificial intelligence. Okay, no artificial intelligence, no machine learning, no generative AI, nothing is going to be successful. Okay, if there is no machine learning, right? If there is no data associated with any of this, you cannot do anything. So data is a prerequisite. So have the data involved, then your machine learning will be using the data. It will start analyzing the data and it will then make the predictions or decisions. Based on that, you can act. You can either take it or either you can reject. That is up to you how you want to handle it. But these are, this is how the machine learning is going to work. And in order to develop the machine learning models, you need to be a data scientist who have a very good amount of experience in building the machine learning models, where you need R or a Python programming language. But here for our course, this is not needed. This is not at all required for our purpose. Okay. And people who want to use machine learning, you don't need to be a programmer. You don't need to explicitly program anything. Your machine learning models only will be able to do everything on behalf of you. Okay, the best example, as I said you, right, whenever you watch any video in the YouTube will start suggesting you same videos. Are you writing any code? Are you saying to the YouTube that you need same type of videos only? No, right? But still it is coming. So you don't need any programming skill set. It will automatically understand your behavior, your patterns, and it will be able to go ahead and do some great things for all of us. That's the beauty of the machine learning, if I would say. Okay. So now if you see here very clearly, right, on this scenario, okay, this is like making you understand that how machine learning basically works. Okay, there is a baby. Now what we are trying to make the teach baby over here, we are trying to teach the baby how apple is going to look like. Okay, this is by learning with an example. So the baby recognizes here how the red apple looks like. So I will make the baby understand that, hey, anything which is not exactly in circular and which is very red in color and which has a leaf at the top and then which has a small branch at the top, right? It is considered to be an apple. So this is what I want to make the baby understand it. Okay, this is what I actually want to make the baby understand that, okay, this is how the apple is basically going to look like. Okay, then what is going to happen the moment the baby understands that how the apple is going to look like, right? So now among the different fruits over here, if I ask the baby to go ahead and classify that how the apple is going to look like, the baby can easily be able to go ahead and say that this is an apple, but these are not. How does the baby understand that how the apple is going to look like? Right? How it is going to happen? Your baby is able to understand that how the apple is actually going to look like because your baby has been taught how the apple is going to look like, how it is red in color, how it is having a leaf at the top, how it is having a branch. So your baby knows about it exactly. So it was able to go and was able to differentiate among the list of fruits that how basically the apple is going to look like. Same with the machine learning also. When you're going to give the lot of amount of data to the machine learning model, it will analyze the data and will come up with a better result or a better decision or a prediction, which we can be able to utilize it appropriately. Okay. Now, if you observe here, this is what I said. You give a bunch of fruits. Your baby will go and classify that how apple would look like. Because your baby has been taught that how the apple is going to look like. So he or she will be able to go ahead and understand that how the apple is going to look like at the end of the day. You mix different types of fruits and give, but still your baby can be able to go ahead and can detect that how an apple is going to look like. Okay, he or she will be able to easily recognize from the list of fruits that how an apple is going to look like. So machine learning also will help the computers learn from different data types, from different examples, and it will later make all the correct choices. That's what we here call it as the training. This is a training which we are giving to the baby here. For the machine learning models also, there will be a good amount of training which will be given. So based on the training only, it will predict the right amount of data and it will be able to give us the better decision, like whatever is suitable, it will be able to go ahead and give us. Sometimes it can be wrong, but it's always human is required to validate and see whether whatever the result which came in is appropriate or not. Okay. Now, if you observe over here, right, in this case, now what is happening here, you can give lots of apples. Okay, here in this case, you can give, because it's a machine. For a baby, you can give hardly 2 or 3 examples, but this is a machine. You take all the images of the apples which are being available in the world, and then you try to feed all the data to the machine. You don't need to train machine itself has the capability to train on its own, and then it will detect all the apple images which are green in color, which are red in color, which are big in color, which is big in shape, small in shape, etc. This is called training data. So machine will automatically be able to train on its own, and it will be able to classify like how apples are in green color, how apples are in red in shape, how they are big, how they are small, everything it's going to be able to detect. And that's what we here call it as the training data. And then next time when you come and ask to your machine, like, can you be able to go ahead and recognize how the apple looks like? Give a bunch of fruits, it will immediately decline banana and it will accept apple. Hey, this is apple, because it is being trained with lots of images of apples. Now it knows how the apple would actually look like. Okay, you go ahead and give a bunch of fruits which are being available, right? It will have the capability to go ahead and then try to classify basically how the apple is actually going to look like. Okay, so that's the core understanding which we all need to be here aware about, like how apple is actually going to look overall. Okay, I mean, what I'm trying to say you is not about apple and banana. The thing is, your machines are being trained with lots of data, and they will be like, after training with lots of data, then it will be in a position to go ahead, predict and give a better decision to us at the end of the day. So that's the clarity which we all here should be aware about. Okay, so ultimately here the machine learning robot is learning from many apple pictures, and later it is able to tell us that which fruit is an apple. Just like how humans are going to learn by seeing the examples, right? In the same way, your machine learning is helping us out in the form of making some smart choices and some great decisions, so that it can be helpful to all of us again at the end of the day. I mean, that's the core capability which we are here being able to get it. Okay, so that's the main idea or the clarity which I just want to provide it to all of you. So now taking you further down the line. Okay, let's now, this is machine learning. So in the machine learning, what you can do, you get fed with a lot of data, you get yourself trained with the data, and then ultimately you are going to make the predictions or decisions. Now it is up to the end user whether they will accept the decision or whether they will reject it. It's ultimately their call. Okay, so that's the main idea here in this scenario. So ultimately, to make your machine learning successful, what you need a lots of training data, because until and unless it doesn't have a training data, it doesn't know how to give a great decision or a great prediction. And you need a good amount of power, computation power. So many of you have answered me, right? Today, why ChatGPT is very popular? Because of the speed. Let's say you ask any question, and if it is taking like around 10 minutes or 15 minutes to answer, would you be able to ever go ahead and use it? No, right? You will try to leave it. Okay, would you be able to ever go ahead and use it? You will never be able to go ahead and utilize it, right? So definitely what we need here is, you need really some good amount of power. Power means speed. So good amount of speed is needed. Without speed, nobody will like to use it. Algorithms are nothing but where, using these algorithms only, we are able to go ahead and generate these machine learning models. Today, your machine learning models are being successful. It is because of the algorithms only. These algorithms are being developed by the data scientists. Okay. So data scientists are going to develop the algorithms. These algorithms only are going to make your machine learning very powerful. And because of that only, a machine learning will have the capability to make some great decisions or predictions. Okay, today it has really such a capability that it can be able to go ahead and do some great decisions and predictions at the end of the day. This is what is a machine learning. So with the help of the machine learning, you have a lot of training data. Okay, you have a good amount of speed, and then algorithms which will be very much helpful for your machine learning to go ahead and do some great decisions and predictions at the end of the day. These are the three important things for your machine learning to be really successful in the world of AI. Okay, so this is the core capability which we all should here be aware, and then ensure that all the things are being going in the better direction. Okay, now moving to the final part is a deep learning. Let's understand what is a deep learning. Deep learning is also part of AI only. It's not something different. How we learned about machine learning, right? In the same way, even your deep learning which is present, your deep learning is also part of your artificial intelligence. It's nothing different. Okay, so when you talk about the deep learning here very specifically, what is going to happen in this case is, if I take you further, okay, see, this is, I mean, it looks very complex, but it is not. Okay, let me try to explain to you in a very clear way. For an example, your human brain is having a neurons present inside it. So we all have a brain, right? In our brain, there are a lot of neurons present. See, you see, all these are the neurons which are being there in our brain. So all these neurons are interconnected to each other. Okay, all these neurons which are present, right, they're all being interconnected to each other. Let's say, for an example, when you smell something, you immediately been able to detect it, right? When you go ahead and then try to taste something, you can immediately detect. Why? Because your brain will process that information, right? Your brain is going to process that information, and it will be able to generate the response immediately without any constraints. It will be able to go ahead and detect it appropriately. I mean, that's the significance of how a human brain works. Okay, so we are having our human brain. So with our human brain, what we ideally do is we try to detect. Okay, we try to go ahead and then try to detect whatever the information we want, and that information will pass through neurons which are being there in the brain, and ultimately it will give you the response, and you are going to take the decision, whatever the decision may be based on the scenario. Okay, so now in the deep learning, what happened is, scientists, the data scientists have thought that, okay, in the deep learning, how we as a human beings have a human brain capability where we can transmit information and can get the best quality output. Why can't we do the same thing in the machines also? Right? Why can't we be able to go ahead and then try to do same in the machines? Let's also try to do that. So deep learning is a process that's where what happened is, your human like intelligence which is being transferred in AI, right? So now human neurons in the brain, in the human brain, whatever the neurons are there, those neurons have been transmitted or transferred to the machines directly. Okay. So if you see here the capability, if you see right now here the capability, right, what is happening in this case, like if you observe here very clearly, okay, so the point to be noted in this case is, like, your human brain is having the neuron like structure where it is going to transmit all the information whatever we want. The same capability we transfer to the machines also, and that is right now here being called as the neural network. Okay, so right now if you see here in this case, we have a neural network. So now what is happening here in the neural network? Okay, when you see that there is a neural network present, right, the very purpose of the neural network here is, like, you have multiple layers present inside it, like one being your input layer, okay, another one being the output layer, And then there are hidden layer 1, hidden layer 2, hidden layer 3. Let's understand what this is all about in a very, very simple way so that you all can understand it in a very clear manner without any difficulties or constraints in this process. Okay, let's try to make it very clear and as well as very simple. Okay. So right now, if you see what is happening, chat GPT or any tools which you take, right here, if you observe this entirely, what is going to happen in this scenario? This is what the architecture of all your natural languages which you're using. Today, whatever the natural languages which you're using, right? All your natural languages are having the capability of extracting this architecture. So input layer is nothing but the question, whatever you are asking. Input layer here means it's the question, whatever you want to ask, you can be able to put that here in the input layer. Okay, that is the first thing. So in the input layer, you are able to go and ask whatever you want to ask here as a question. You're able to go ahead and then on the other side, you have your output layer. Output layer is where you see the responses been coming out. Okay. So in now what is exactly happening over here? If you see in this scenario very clearly, right? Input layer in this case is like, okay, anyhow, you're asking the questions. Okay, and then hidden layer 1, hidden layer 2, hidden layer 3. What will happen is it will take your question and whatever the data with which it has been trained, it will process that information. So first layer, it will process, then it will send to second layer. Second layer will process that information. Then again, it will go to third layer. Third layer also will process that information. And finally, it will go to output layer. So what will happen is like, let me give you an example. Okay. So for an example, let's say I gave you one task. Now, if you alone do that one task, right, whatever I have given to you, let's say it would be great. But let's say if you do the task and give it to multiple people, say that, hey, please validate whether I have done it appropriately or not. So if there are 5 to 6 people who validate it, right, they can give their opinion. So whatever now you are going to present will be much, much stronger because you have been able to validate, take some like use cases, take some examples from people, understand their opinion. And then now when you're going to submit it, it will be much useful. Same is happening here also. When there are multiple layers here, like hidden layer 1, 2, 3, right? When there are multiple layers like this, you can send the information to all these multiple layers. Let the information be processed over here and then finally send it to the output layer. And then finally you can send it to the output layer. In the output layer, you are able to gonna go ahead and then try to see the response. Okay, you can be able to go ahead and can just see the response over here in a very clear manner. Okay, so now how many layers I need to put, that's up to you. Either 2 layer or a 3 layer or a 5 or a 10 layer. How many layers you want, you can be able to go ahead and can put those many layers without any difficulties or challenges. It's totally up to you. How many layers you want to go ahead and have it is ultimately your call. You can just be able to go ahead and can have as many layers as you want. Let's say you want 5 layers or a 10 layers, you can also be still able to do that. Okay, but remember one thing, more the layers, more cost, more accuracy, more quality will be there. Less the number of layers, you will have less accuracy, less cost. Okay, and your output, whatever you are trying to give it to the end user, it may not be very clear or accurate. Okay, so that's the main thing which we all have to understand it. Okay, so now here in this case, whatever we need to understand, right? So first thing in this scenario here is like, what are we trying to do in this case? So in this case, we are here, whatever the human like intelligence is present, so we are trying to transfer that human like intelligence to machines. And then today, what we are trying to do here, like you see in the deep learning, we are having the neurons, and then these neurons are now right now moving in a, as a form of a neural network. And in the chat GPT or maybe any of your LLMs you take, right, behind that architecture. So whatever architecture you have, right? So behind that architecture, you have your input layer and then you have your output layer, right? So one being your input layer and then another one here being the output layer. So, and then you have the hidden layers present here. So from your input layer, your question is going to come. And then you have your hidden layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, which will be able to go ahead and take away all the information, whatever you are asking, right? It will process that layer by layer. So see, all of them are interconnected to each other. If you observe here very carefully, they're all interconnected to each other. So when they're interconnected to each other, so layer 1 will process the first level information, hidden layer 2 will process second level information, and the layer 3 will process the third layer information, and finally it's going to give you the output at the end of the day. That's it. So you don't need anything else apart from it. So that's the clear clarity which we all have to be here aware about. Okay. So this is what we here call it as the neural network. Okay. Now, why do we call this as a hidden layer over here? Okay, why we have to call this hidden layer 1, hidden layer 2? Because this is not visible. Input layer you are able to see because you're asking the question. Output layer you are able to see because it's giving you the response. Absolutely great. But hidden layer which you see, right? Hidden layer 1, hidden layer 2, hidden layer 3. Why it is hidden? Or why the name is being called as a hidden? Because it is not being visible. In the architecture, when you interact with any of the LLMs or with any of the AI models like ChatGPT, Gemini, or a Copilot, you will not be able to see them. It's very clear. The layers are never visible. What is happening? That is the reason they are being called as the hidden layers. Okay, in the generative AI world, this is called as transformers. Instead of calling it as a neural network, we call this as the transformers. Okay. So right now, if you see here, that is how it is going to play a very important role. Okay. So if you see in this case very clearly, here this is called as the transformers. So this is how you have a message coming as an input layer. Then there are multiple layers present. In these multiple layers, we process all the information, whatever we want. And then finally, in the output layer, you are going to see that the response is going to be generated. That's it. This is here what we call it as the deep learning. So deep learning is a mechanism where we try to transfer the human brain, that's a neurons, like into a machines. Now today machines are having a great capability, like where it has a multiple layers to process the better quality information, so that at the end of the day we can see a better responses being generated and we can see quality results being coming. So this is the utmost clarity which every one of us should here be aware about. And this is what we call neural network. And this is a very fundamental concept of the deep. So whenever we say deep learning, the deep learning is all about the concept, whatever I have been able to explain to all of you, right? Okay. So this is the core understanding which I just want to make it very clear to each and every one of you. Okay. So that's the main idea or the core theme which every one of us should here be very much clear about. Okay. So now what next? The next thing, if you see here, right? See, deep learning is what? Deep learning is a part of your machine learning. Whatever deep learning is there, your deep learning is basically a part of the machine learning. Okay, where it focuses on making your computers to ultimately learn and make the decisions by how? By using the neural networks. So basically, when I talk about the deep learning main significance is all about the, like when I say deep learning, right, it's all about the neural network. How the human brains are having the neurons present inside them. The machines are going to like have let's say the machines are basically going to have the same neural network like structure into their architecture. Like as I have explained to you here, right? If you see, there are multiple layers being present. So what will happen whenever you ask the question as an input layer, it will take the question and it will process that information across multiple layers which are being present in the neural network. And finally, it will be able to give you the output. Now you may ask me only 3 layers. No, it can be multiple layers. You can have 5 layers or 10 layers. As I said, based on whatever cost you have with you, you can be able to move ahead accordingly. You want to have multiple layers or you want to have like limited layers. How many ever layers you want, you can be able to go ahead and can handle those many layers. So without any difficulties or constraints. Okay. So that's the core idea which we all have to be here aware about. Okay, that's your transformers like structure which we all should be here aware about. Okay, So this is your deep learning. Now you observe this, which gives you the entire whatever dots which are there, we will connect it now. So till now, whatever we learned one by one, everything, artificial intelligence separately, machine learning separately, deep learning separately. So now you see all of them are world of AI only. Artificial intelligence is where you are transferring all the human-like intelligence to machines. So that is the world of AI. Within the world of artificial intelligence, you have your machine learning also, right? Within your artificial intelligence world, you have your machine learning. Now, what is machine learning doing? Machine learning is taking all the data which is there with you. It's automatically training the data on its own. After it has been trained with the data, it is going to help you out with all the predictions, and then it will try to find out the patterns, and then it will be able to go ahead and create some great decisions, right? It will be able to do all these things like predictions, patterns, and then it will be able to generate some good amount of decisions also. That is the capability of the machine learning. Okay, and then you have a deep learning. What did I say as a deep learning? Deep learning means it's all about your neural network, like where it will transfer the human like neurons into a machine, where it will also have multiple layers, like how neurons are connected to each other in the brain. So here the neural network will have multiple layers, where it will go through those multiple layers to process the information in a very quality manner, so that you can see at the end of the day a better response being generated out of it. Okay, so that's how you can predict and can create some patterns and decisions from your machine learning. And then using the deep learning, using your neural network, it's a very complex network, but the neural network will process any huge or complex information, and it will be able to derive the best responses to us at the end of the day. Okay, so this is the clarity which we all need to be here aware about when we refer to AI, ML, and then the DL. That's a deep learning. So now where is generative AI going to fit into? So your generative AI is actually going to fit into your deep learning world. So you understood, right? Inside the generative AI, you are going to have all your AI agents and everything. Okay, all your AI agents and everything will fall into generative AI world. So this is what everybody has to understand. Okay, directly taking you to a AI agent and making you understand is just a matter of 1 minute for me. But that's not how you have to learn the concept. You should first know from where we are actually coming, from where this is getting originating, how we are trying to traverse across the entire journey. Not knowing these things, right, it will not help you out in order to move in a better manner. So today, if you talk about artificial intelligence, you know what it is. Artificial intelligence means what? We are transferring the human intelligence to the machines and making the machines today very smart enough so that they can do some great things what we as a human beings are capable enough to do. That is your artificial intelligence. Today, your machine learning is a part of your artificial intelligence. It's a part of, see, if you see a big circle, right? AI is a very big circle, which is an ocean. Within that ocean, you have your machine learning. So what is machine learning doing here? Machine learning is helping us out in order to predict, to find out the patterns and decisions appropriately. And then underneath that, you have your deep learning, which has a neural network, where you have a neural network like structure where there are multiple layers and you process all the information, whatever you want. And then it will process that input layer, it will go through multiple layers, and then it will generate the relevant output to us. That is our deep learning. And within your deep learning, you have your generative AI. So your generative AI is today having the capability to generate all the content, like it may be text, image, audio, video, whatever you want. So generative AI is a subset of what? It's a subset of deep learning. So generative AI is a concept of deep learning only. That is the reason I said you, right? When you interact with either your chat GPT, or when you interact with your Copilot, or when you interact with your Gemini, all of them follow the same architecture. So you go, you put an input layer, that is your question, and then you have your neural network in between, right? You have here your neural network, where you are going to see in the neural network, right, multiple layers present. So your information will process through these layers, and finally you are going to get the output layer. Now, is this a concept of generative AI? The answer is no. It is not a concept of generative AI. Where did you learn this concept? In the deep learning. But if you observe, deep learning is what? It's a subset of artificial, like generative AI. So basically, deep learning and generative AI are both of them are more or less same one. So the part of deep learning is only a generative AI. Whatever the part of deep learning is there, right? The part of deep learning is nothing but it is a generative AI. So generative AI is today able to follow the same architecture of what deep learning follows, because it's a part of deep learning. Okay, that is how everything happens at the back end. It's not just simply you ask a question, magic occurs and it will give you the response. No, this is the clarity which you all need to be aware about. You ask any question as an input layer, it has a neural network where it will process the information across multiple layers, and then finally it is going to generate the output to all of us. So this is the crystal clear clarity which every one of us here should be aware about. So without knowing these things, then there is no purpose in using all the tools like ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, or it may be Claude or whatever it is. Okay, within generative AI, we have agents, AI agents, which we are going to start from tomorrow, right? Which we are going to start from tomorrow. Like, what is AI agents in generative AI world? What are all the different types of agents which we can create? How it is going to be helpful? What are all the different things which we need to consider in the agentic world? So all these things I'm going to give you that clear clarity when we are going to move forward. That is by tomorrow. But this is the understanding which every one of you should be clear before we move into the world of the AI agents. Okay, so hope that you all have got a clarity based on whatever I have explained to you, right? So this is what you all should be here aware about. Without knowing all these things, right, there is no purpose in learning about agents, because this is the dots which you need to connect. So now you know AI is a big world. Within the AI world, I have machine learning as one world. Within machine learning, I have deep learning as another world. And within deep learning, I have generative AI as another world. And within generative AI, I have the agents as one of the world. So tomorrow we are going to learn agents, which are part of your generative AI, and generative AI, which is a part of your deep learning. Deep learning is a part of machine learning. Machine learning is a part of AI. So all of them are interrelated to each other, but we are not going to go into the details of all of them. Even though they're all interconnected to each other, our world will be more towards the generative AI and agents world. Okay, even though it follows those architecture and all, that's fine, but still we will follow in detail all the 30 hours of our time which is dedicated, right? It's all purely generative AI and agents only. We are not going to do anything more than that. Okay, so that's the clarity with which we are going to drive our entire journey starting from tomorrow. So with this, I am done with our today's session. Tomorrow we will get started with our AI agents. So now before we deep dive and like proceed further with any of the topics for tomorrow's session, right? I just want to see if there are any questions from anyone specifically so that I can be able to go ahead and answer them. And I hope you all have understood the concept, whatever I've explained today. This is the first and very important understanding which every one of you should be knowing as a foundation before we enter into the agent world. Okay, so let me just quickly check. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for the wonderful feedback, everyone. Thank you. That means a lot to me. Okay, I'm just seeing if there are any questions. Are we going to learn the prompt engineering and how should we generate the prompts for the best results? Yeah, we can do that, Dharmin. Okay, we will do prompt engineering also. Okay. So as part of this AI world only, we will also do prompt engineering where I will explain different types of prompts which are also available. Okay. So what is zero shot prompt, one shot, context prompt? We will learn all the prompt engineering also. It's a part of our course only, so not a problem. We will discuss even about the prompts. So that was one question. Yeah. Whether generative AI is a combination of natural language processing and deep learning. Is this true? Yeah, yes, that is right. Okay, that's right, Bala. So generative AI is it's a combination, means now you would have got it right. Generative AI is a subset. That means it's a part of deep learning only. And along with that, it's also part of natural language. That is the reason we are all able to communicate with natural language. It's able to understand and was able to also go ahead and give us the relevant responses. Okay. Yeah, PPT will be definitely shared, Dr. Nirmala Devi. We will share the PPT for sure. Not a problem. Okay. Till here, everything I have covered. Okay. Is it real biological neurons transferred to machine to let the no. It's not no. Okay, got it. Okay, it's not like biological neurons are transferred. It is like architecture or the structure. You're getting my point, right? It is architecture or it is just the structure only. It's not biological neurons. How would somebody go ahead and give the neurons, right? It's like giving the architecture or the significance. Okay, but it is not real neurons. Like how we have the neuron like structure in our brain, in the same way there is a new architecture being created as multiple layers. Those are nothing but multiple nodes, right? Multiple validations, like how our neurons transmit the information to validate and give the right result from our brain, right? In the same way they also do that, and that's the main idea behind it. Okay, so till here I have covered all the questions. Yeah, exactly, they are like the perceptron. Exactly, that's right. Whether what is this? Whether general adversarial networks, GANs and generative AI same or different? They're same only. We will discuss that, Shakshi. GANs means generative adversarial networks are core concept of generative AI. We will discuss this when we move forward. Today only we started, right? But for your question, yes, generative adversarial networks are part of generative AI. They're not different. Okay, done. Any more questions? I have answered all the questions. Okay. We know ChatGPT is looking for actually how does it work? Okay, how it works, like who it is? Siddiqui. Yeah, Siddiqui, you would have got it right. So I explained to you, it is all because of the deep learning neural network only. Like we have seen input layer, hidden layers, multiple other output layers. So because of that only it is working. Can you briefly explain? Explainable AI we'll discuss. When we go to types of AI, right? You'll automatically answer there. Okay, so this is also covered. Any other things I missed out? Yeah, it will be recorded in which is available in LMS, Yuvraj. Awesome. Okay, then, if there are any more questions, we'll discuss it tomorrow. I have covered almost all the questions which you all have asked. So tomorrow we will cover any remaining questions. LMS link and all, I think our operations team will get back to you. Maybe Shushmita or anybody who is available here, you can respond to them. But yeah, I think with this, we are done with our topic. We'll meet again tomorrow with further topics and we'll take it up further. Okay. Thank you once again, everyone, for your time. We will meet again tomorrow at somewhere at around same time, and we will be able to go ahead and cover the remaining topics as part of our agenda. Thank you once again, everyone. Have a great day. Over to you, Shishmita, or anyone from the team.
Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. We'll meet again by tomorrow at 3 p.m. Okay, dear faculty members, as you all know, we have been informed in the first, like attendance is very mandatory to get the certificate. So please mark your attendance. I'll be sharing the attendance link once again on the chat. Kindly mark your attendance if you have missed out. Regarding LMS, as we already gave the access to the participants who have joined today, who have registered yesterday or today morning. Those who have registered by today in the afternoon or in the evening, we will be giving access by tomorrow. Within 24 hours, you will receive the LMS access, so that you can access the recordings and also materials, which will be updated in the LMS dashboard. Okay. Yeah, thank you all for joining. I hope this session was useful. So we will meet again by tomorrow at 3 p.m. Thank you all. Have a great day. I'll be sharing the attendance link once again on the chat. Please don't miss to mark the attendance. Okay. Yeah, thank you all. Have a great day. Thank you.